Over 37 houses have been destroyed due to severe wind in Muhokya Town Council in Kasese District. Mr. Singoma Moris Rumanyika, one of the victims, said he was at the dredging center where he received news that wind had blown iron sheets from his house and even walls had fell down. That wind had blown iron sheets from his house and even walls had fell down.
Singoma Moris Rumanyika. I'm staying in Muhokya Town Council, Kithura cell. What happened is yesterday, too much rain, limestones and wind. It started at around 5 p.m. After, when it was too much rain, limestones, wind, then my house, it swept by rain. All the things are destroyed inside. All the things found in the sitting room were broken. But I don't know how to explain other. In the bedroom, there was a kitchen room, everything were destroyed.
But where have you been?
I was been at in the main center. I went there to check on my friend. I was acting as an agent on Kasese Guide Radio. They called me for a moment to go and send the death announcement. After I am from sending the death announcement, was destroyed by rain. All things have destroyed. Everything has destroyed. So far, this mine one, my neighbor Annette, the other woman, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm counting 6 houses which were destroyed by rain.
Both are permanent houses?
Yeah, they are permanent houses, all of them.
So,
Maimuna Rashid, one of the landlords, reported that 6 of her buildings are down and tenants slept in church and others have been admitted at Health Center 3 after getting severe injuries. She requested the government for support.
Maimuna Rashid wa Muhokya Town Council. Enzu z'abana bangi ibiri zona zitwirwa umuyaga zagwa zona zigwirire ke muhansi zahwa. Emwe biretala mu bapangisa yifu mu rutoke. Haime yakunwe ruguru mu kisenyi birero mu abapangisa. Mupangisa mu abaire bina abana abandi bitafali bibagwirire bahutire. No musaije kitafali kimutira abiri mu kazi wenda na kitafali kimutire gefese gehutire. Betu basasire nko abatwire mu irwaro babahe mbazi bagaruka omuka. Nendi yone gwirire kimu naye hwirire kimu yona na mabata tinkumana tujja kongera kutandika bishaka twine nkukutoragara kutandika bishaka tusaba mutuyambi yama barayire mu kanisa niyo neiba yabo kanisa ya Advent no babyamire
ali abantu bandi uko kanisa bali kwe
mu kanisa no babange bapangisa bange nibariremo.
So hati nkaiwe umuntu kerwina amajo okusaba kwawo kulikuwa hali abembezi baita abatwingi
nyombere ni nsaba mu nyambe hakuba amajo agabana bange abana nababembeyiya no babaire batandika mbere ni nsaba mu nyambe nabo mubayambe bundi basole kugaraho obujibwabo nabo basole kugaraho amajo nabo bafune kubaho.
Katikamu Clovis, LC1 chairperson of Kisenyi in Muhokya Town Council, confirmed that 37 houses and crops are down, and his residents are facing a health challenge because toilets have also been destroyed.
Clovis, the chairperson kisenyi share amaju gagenze asatu mukicweka kyange agandi abantu bahoteire n'abandi bakyali mwirwaro abandi
Amabara
Katikamu Clovis
okusaba
wako
obuyambi bw'amaani omukwetaaga saaza nobwo
obuyambi bw'amaani kubombekera amaju gaabo.
Kithura Francis from Kithura Care Initiative requested the central government to totally support Kasese District local government due to various disasters that have happened in the shortest time. Recently, 2 people died after Nyamwamba River busted its banks, and over 500 houses and 2,000 households were affected by these floods.
Thank you so much. I'm by the name Kithura Francis Mugisa, a resident of Kasese Municipality, particularly Kamaiwa Ward, Kamaiwa Lower as a cell. And last evening or the previous day, that is Saturday, we had a floods again. Nyamwamba River burst its banks and happened to pass through the town, that is particularly in Nyamwamba division, where it normally hurts or damages people's houses and belongings. We have had this as a disaster nearly occasionally happens every year since 2010 or 13, and this has been always at the season when it rains, either in the first season of the year, that is March to June, or from August to December. We have always had people lose property and life. Of course, Kasese or municipality is in a region which is mountainous, that is Mount Rwenzori, and we have the rivers coming from up, which pass through the town or most of the areas within Kasese. And whenever it rains, they pose a disaster of floods. Now, to the people of Kasese, I want to send my gratitude and I'm sympathetic with them over what has happened, and want to say our condolences go to those who have lost their lives and the families that are grieving. We are grieving with you. We hope the Lord will comfort you and you come back to normal. But of course, the lives that have gone are a big challenge and problem, and that gap can never be filled on earth. Rehabilitation, mitigation should be handled faster than we have been doing it, because we have over 10 years trying to do mitigation, but we've not come to the real point. On the other hand, I want the people handling the disasters. There is a disaster committee at the district. Probably we need to involve the component of participatory approach, especially the locals. They have ideas and they are willing to help, but most likely we seem to be doing it with only the technocrats and the leaders without involving these local people. We are certainly sure that if they're involved, they could probably give us an approach and even provide their own labor or knowledge at free will. We think and believe that if we do that, we can come to a lasting solution. We could probably they could provide materials or even their own cars in terms of providing some materials that can try to block and know that they're involved in completing this disaster. We are certainly sure there are people who are built close to the channels. They're having problems because they built and blocked the ways. We can talk to them, and in a harmonious way, they can be able to shift, and we try to tell them the dangers of living near the channel. But most importantly is to block or to try to control the river to go back to its riverbed. Once it does not come back to the people, there is no need for us to start doing reconstruction or trying to work on people who have lost their lives their side. There will be nothing like loss of life. We shall have ended the game on the upper side of the river. However, we also want to thank our leaders who have gotten involved, and the individuals who have participated and helped their friends, who have helped those who have gone to bury, those who have nowhere to sleep. They're providing shelter. We think that is a good heart, and may the Lord bless you. On the other hand, I also do work with, I'm a donor with some NGO called Kithura Initiative. The previous time we had these floods, we did provide 100 liters of fuel. We've made it part of our budget as Kithura Initiative, that since it is a seasonal challenge, we have managed to put 100 liters every time the challenge happens, because we realize it happens every year. So our 100 liters will always be available whenever the disaster is there. Of course, we want the disaster to end, and we channel this money to something else that is better than the disaster. So, just as I've said, we have still again provided 100 liters of fuel that will help on trying to desilt or block the water and put to its right channel. I still remain as Francis Kithura Mugisa, a resident of Kasese Municipality, Kamaiva Ward. Thank you so much. Those who live together with those who have lost their lives, please comfort them and provide and share with the little that you have. Back to the side of managing the floods. We think the floods have become an annual challenge. We have had several fundings or facilitations or aid or relief from several stakeholders and partners. Of course, above all, government doing most. We also want to say that as it has become an event, we hope that and believe that if government can include a certain budget at the municipality and at the district level and national level for these disasters within the region, we could probably get some fast responses or relief. For the case of this week or from yesterday to now, we are still maneuvering to get an excavator or equipment that can help provide relief. These are over 24 hours. That cannot be near real time. It is still very far. We haven't gotten an excavator. We are still waiting for people to help us with an excavator. UNRWA is trying to do its best, and any other governments. But most important, when you have a machine, you also need the fuel. The budgets at the municipal council and at the district do not allow that emergency response, especially when it happens over the weekend, that we can draw money as fast as we need it. We would request that municipal council, district local government, and at the center, we get a specific funding set aside for disasters within the Rwenzori, that you can pick funds anytime and be able to maneuver with what you can at the shortest time possible. We thank those stakeholders who have been providing us with relief. Relief, according to the disaster management cycle, is one component that happens within the cycle. The disaster management cycle involves so many other things other than relief. We have mitigation, reconstruction, rehabilitation. I may not arrange them in order, but relief is just one component. We would wish that the major
Recently, 2 people died after Nyamwamba River busted its banks, and over 500 houses and 2,000 households were affected by these floods. Honorable Gideon Mujungu, MP Busongara South, highlighted that numerous disasters have been happening in the district, and therefore a serious intervention is needed.
Parliament for Songora South. 2 days ago, we were unfortunate. We were hit by floods again of Nyamwamba suddenly Saturday morning, claiming 2 lives, a man and a female. This was very unfortunate because it is rare that we get lives lost downstream. But it so happened, unfortunately, that while upstream there was no casualties, down here we had fatalities. It's very unfortunate, and I want to sympathize with the families that lost their dear ones, Mumbere Bright and Maska Theopista. May their souls rest in peace. These floods have affected the school cycle. First of all, they have disrupted some schools who are badly hit, and we want to ask the leadership of the district to intervene and provide the necessary help to the schools, to the children who may have been affected. But also now I want to urge the parents not to look at the bad side of the story, but to look at the school calendar, because next week the second term holiday is closing and children are expected to go back to school. We still encourage the parents to put on their boots, support their children as they should do, because after all, if they don't study, they may be tempted to stay in this flood area, but maybe with opportunities of education they can get better employment and relocate to other places. So the parents take courage and educate their children. The government policy, we are encouraging that children be fed, otherwise a hungry child may not study, especially for the afternoon lessons. Let parents spare some resources to ensure that every child gets lunch at most, so that they can get energy to carry on with the 6 hours of the day when they are studying. It is important that we invest in education, because with education we expand the opportunities of the children, the quality of life also increases, and of course the earning potential is higher for people who are educated. And even government would find people who are a society that's educated easier to manage than people who are illiterate and perhaps ignorant. I want to urge the community, especially the leadership, the COW, to intervene and provide the necessary support to the communities that are affected. As leaders, we shall always be on your side. We are going to do whatever is possible to ensure that we assist the families affected.
He asked parents and children, plus school management committees, to be vigilant as schools are going to open on 16th of September, and yet students will be passing through disastrous areas that have been affected by floods and mudslides in the district.
The affected schools, to the management, the parents, first of all, I want to share, to sympathize with them, the inconvenience, the losses they have suffered. But some of these schools are located in a flood area where the watershed is just very clear. It is necessary that they take measures to ensure that there is a water channel where, if in case of flood, water can pass without causing harm. But also, for those who have not built, when you are building, always think twice. Locate these institutions where they are safer. For management, I advise them to work with the disaster committee, so that where some assistance can be provided, then it is provided accordingly, working with the office of the OPM. This can be possible. Yes, and I appeal to the DEO to ensure that he gives them a hand, because it is not they are making, it is a disaster which we should attend to. I'm Tembo Gideon Mujungu, Member of Parliament of Songora South.